I have no idea what's going on. But it does look like we're live. That's good. Yeah, sorry folks. Having a little issue with IBS. If you don't know what that is, it's a horribly painful condition that sometimes affects your ability to go doo-doo. So, like, I literally just turned the computer on. I've been sitting on the throne for the past 2 hours, so let's try to get things up and running here. I'm just getting, like, color back and the cold sweats are going, so that's always nice. Sorry, everybody. Wasn't exactly planning on that happening. So yeah, you're gonna have to give me a second. I know the SpaceX feed, I guess, would have started by now, so I gotta get to that. Oh, I had it frickin' bookmarked, but I don't know where it went. But besides that, how is everybody? A failure. Fuck me. Like, I had the fucking thing, like, linked and ready and to go, and oh, wait a minute. Is that where it is? I think this is it. Starting at 7:45. Okay, so they're already starting to push the launch. Let me see. Like, they haven't, SpaceX hasn't started their feed yet. Let me mute that. Let me go reference. So we're looking at a 50. Okay, so they did push it now. We're looking at T minus 50. So I guess, yes, the FAA did finally, oh, well, I'm looking at the wrong fucking thing. But yeah, the FAA did approve the launch license finally. So there's that. Although for a little while, they weren't sure if he was pushing to just launch that thing anyway, or if he just knew he'd be able to pressure them into a license. At least I wasn't in a space. Yeah, I don't know if I was in a space. If you've never dealt with IBS before, being in a spacesuit would be dangerous because there's times where you would gladly, happily, and easily just open the spacesuit up and just stop it. Anything that, like, literally anything that's more painful that I've dealt with in life is a kidney stone. All right. So that's doing its thing, which means we have no SpaceX feed yet. So that means I might be able to get it pulled up on the top screen and make this a little easier. Yeah, I guess you'll just hang out while I'm getting this set up. No, actually, it would be better down there. Like, this is everything I was going to do, half hour ago, and if I would have known they would push the launch, I probably would have pushed the start of the stream a little bit just to coincide. But now you get to sit here while I figure this out, and at some point I'm to get up for a minute to try and find a snack, hopefully before the feed starts ish. So within the next 14 minutes I'll be stepping out for a minute, but let me see if I can get all this set up first. So how is everybody besides that? Everybody that's awake, which actually is a bunch of you here. That's pretty good. And I still feel some residual pain, so I'm not 100% sure we're even done here, but we will find out. Oh, give me my chat. Give me my chat. Let's put that over there. Pop this one out here. SpaceX computer has crazy. Somebody forgot that there was somebody forgot to run Windows Update. Oh. He's willing to wait for me to catch up. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Mike? Got the mic getting ready for Trampcast today. That should be popping up in, I think what's like 3.5 hours. Glad you got that going. Yeah, I'm going to get a little bit of coffee, because at least coffee does the opposite of what IBS does. That's always nice. I'd love to show other stuff, but I don't want to jack other streamers' cameras. Let's see, the SpaceX feed should start in about 7 minutes. Oh, and I got chat up there. I believe that. I woke up and I went, nah, come on, not now. Yeah, that whole thing. Any day but now. But no, it was now. Oh, come on, Windows. Problem with have multi-monitors. Alright, let's pull up what the SpaceX feed will be. I guess let me change the well, the launch window does still open at 7 a.m., but I guess now it'll be 7:15. Well, actually, it'll be 8:15 for my point of view. All right. I gotta unlock that. Where is that? There's so much stuff on this. I don't even see the thing. Oh, there it is. Launch window opens at what now? It'll be 8:15. Oh, it means I gotta make this font smaller. We're almost there. I mean, you know, as there as we can be. That's not the button I meant to hit, but I guess we'll go with it. Alright, so that's supposed to start in about 5 minutes. So if you guys don't mind, I'm going to take... Isn't IBS also irritable bowel syndrome? Well, yes, that's exactly what IBS is in my case. In my case, it's basically when your guts are trying to move things down, and one goes, I want to go this way, and the other one goes, I want to go backwards, and then they fight for a little while. And do you imagine your large intestines being that balloon that everyone keeps squeezing and it just gets bigger? But anyway, give me a few minutes. Hopefully when this kicks in, it won't be weird. Well, where the hell's the camera? Down there. So give me a couple minutes, because I haven't done anything. I've literally got up, walked in, sat down. So I'll be a few minutes and we'll get back. We'll see what's going on with this launch. Whew. Hold on, folks. Actually, hold on. Let me put on the outside so we're not just sitting here in dead sound. See, there are birds and stuff outside. We can always listen to those while I'm going for a moment. I'll be less than 5 minutes. Like, I'm sure this thing is going to start. I hope it isn't like blaringly loud. Should probably turn it down just in case. But yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes. Just sorry, but yeah, I'll just be a moment. Be cool. Alright. Holy crap. Ugh. Sorry. Okay. Oh, things done here. Sorry. We tired? Nah, I'm not tired. For those that may have missed it, I have. Why isn't the SpaceX feed starting? Is this page stuck? Oh, let me flip it back. Reload. What do we got here? Watch. Yes, we would like to. We would very much like to watch. Everybody would like to watch. Son of a bitch. Let me see if I can find something to show besides that. And then we flip it back here. What else can we look at? Is there any channel that we can, like... Everybody's got all their logos up. Yeah, I don't really want to snipe someone else's stream, but they are definitely loading propellant. I don't know why the stream hasn't started. Maybe they're having some issues. Oh no, now it's saying another 10 minutes. Oh, okay. Who knows? Seems like it keeps changing. 7:45, 7:45, 7:46. All right, well, I guess we'll hang out. I mean, SpaceX usually starts their streams late anyway, but see what we can come up with. Oh yeah, there's always that. Oh, I don't even know which button that is anymore. God, you really need to get used to hitting that button more. Let's see. That's the phone. That's Pickle Rick. That's that. That's space. Well, I mean that's fitting too. Scruff in space. Let's wreck the play. Yeah, run around, wreck the joint. How you doing, James? Good to see you. My sleep schedule got so messed up this week. I thought today was Monday. Yeah, my schedule's been a little weird this week too. Fueling is well under. Yeah, fueling started I guess for a little while ago. Let's see, the OLM is currently, it sucks that I can see it, I'm like looking like, but the OLM launch base is currently purging. Everything's got frost on it. Love to show you. And I've got NSF pulled up here, but you know, they have their own cameras, so they can show whatever they want. But do not believe they appreciate grabbing screens from them. That's everything is purging at the base right now. Actually, no. Why would there be that much coming out of the OLM? Are they still fueling? The ship looks like it's fueling. That's saying Starbase has a T-minus of 37. SpaceX said they'd start their stream 30 minutes before what looks like a good launch. So I guess we're just going to keep hanging out here for a little bit. It's almost 2 p.m. where Maurice is not a morning person at all. Yeah, I'm not really much of a morning person either. Especially when you wake up in pain, but I guess now that things are calmed down a little bit, we're settled into I mean, it's one way or another we're going to see some fire today, so why don't I see if I can set up a vertithermowoofle while we're waiting. Hopefully I don't have to get back up and go finish things off, because there might be something else, but we'll see. If something does happen, hopefully it's not right in the middle of launch. That would be my luck. Let's get some water on this situation. And once everything starts, I'll turn the outside microphone off. I don't know that the birds are going to enjoy SpaceX as much as we are. Probably the opposite. Alright, let's do a vertithermo. Oh, son of a bitch. Hold on. I don't even have that turned on. I am so discombobulated. Like, I was supposed to be sitting in front of the computer like 45 minutes before, and I was sitting somewhere else. Let's see if we can do this and not crash the feed, because now I gotta unplug the vertithermo or the camera. Hold on, everybody. Let's see what happens. Ooh, didn't blow up. Alright. Okay, good start. Good start. A little janky. It is. Sorry. It is. Give it a second to warm up. It's kind of calibrating. Yeah, we'll drop a woofle out there. Give it a second. It is. There it goes. Because it's kind of chilly in here, so give the unit itself a minute to warm up. It is rough. It's not bad when I put my hand in there. Alright, let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. And I guess if you suddenly start hearing music or people, that's the SpaceX feed starting. Yeah. I am all discombobulated. Alright, vertithermal woofle. Here we go. Ugh. Hold on, let me try to fix that. Good God. Boy, this thing is rough this morning. The camera must not be a morning person either. I guess watch the strobe effects. That's just kind of where we're at this morning. Number one. Unusual one. Number two. Number three. And right up front. There we go. All right. Hopefully we'll see some controlled flamage moving upwards and outwards this morning. Oh, and it turns out we might be missing a package. I'm going to have to check out the post office here. Oh, Space View. Monday. Well, I'm going to have to go through the boxes, make sure everything is good. Started researching, just dabbling a little bit in control systems. Probably end up, instead of trying to get a system that does both FPV drone and like car stuff, I read about the fact that most car stuff, you need like 2 channels, steering and go forward. Plus I guess it would be nice to have the little steering wheel thing right there as opposed to thumbing it, which is what I usually do with remote control cars. But yeah, we'll see. Do a little bit of research. Going to take my time on it. Not going to jump into any kind of a purchase or anything. But yeah, looks like it won't be so bad. And then, of course, once you have that system, it's easy just to add on other cars or toss the cars into stuff. Need a thermocoupler on the ceiling so you can charge your phone using your woofles. That would be an interesting way to charge the phone. We might just see a massive woofle while that ship tries to go up. Oh yeah, it'll either way something as I think SpaceX even has it on their thing. Like either way something excitement is going to happen. Something exciting is going to happen starting at least T-2 seconds, because that's when It's when everything gets lit, as it were. Well, according to NASA's spaceflight, we're down to T-minus 31 minutes. I'm a little concerned that this starting October 13th, 7:45, right here. I'm a little concerned that is Central Time, which would be in like an hour and a half. Well, yeah, about 50 minutes. Oh boy, part 2 maybe trying to roll back in. It's almost like you pop the cork and then everything just follows suit. Yeah, here it comes again. Fuck. You kidding me? Yeah, I heard Cards Against Humanity is suing SpaceX. Didn't quite catch why. God damn it, here we go again. I may have to step off camera. Like it is very painful. I honestly can't believe there's anything left. Alright. What's up, Rob? I'm glad that worked out. Here it comes again. Fuck. Yeah, I may have to... Man, I wish this would start up just so I could get the volume right in case I gotta step away for a bit. There's nothing worse. You get that cold sweat, you get pale, and like you're cold, but you're sweating, and because that pressure just kills. I gotta turn that off. X'd up, fucked up some. Oh, messed up. Oh, that's right. I did hear something about it. It was like a little bit of land they had. Are you finding a SpaceX feed somewhere else?
Time when the Earth and Mars are the closest to each other opens every 26 months and is only open for about 2 to 3 months at a time for a vehicle with Starship's power.
So
and
wild.
It just so happens that the next Mars transfer window opens in 2 years towards the end of 2026.
Yeah, lining up a launch to Mars is similar to how we launched to the International Space Station, where we time launches to match the station's orbit. If we didn't do this, we'd need more propellant and more time to get there.
Exactly. So the first opportunity that we have to fly Starships to Mars, we plan on doing it.
Tomorrow.
These first flights to Mars will be uncrewed and will test the reliability of landing intact. If those landings go well, the first crewed flights will follow soon after.
Oh, crewed flights. Okay.
So it's safe to say it's all happening, and flights like today's are what's going to get us there. Not only have we made several improvements to the Starship flying today based on what we've learned from our last
All right, how's the volume?
Extensive upgrades to Starship's hardware and software, we've also made improvements to the launch tower and catch mechanisms.
And if you've noticed in some of the live views this morning, our teams have completed stacking the second launch tower, which will be coming online next year. Having 2 operational launch towers paired with ships and boosters rolling off the line in our new Star Factory will allow us to increase our flight cadence and test even more rapidly. And just a few miles away from the 2 towers, things are moving really fast at the heart of Starbase. Star Factory is rapidly coming online, with production teams already using the space as construction continues. The 1 million square foot Star Factory brings many parts of the manufacturing process under one roof for the first time, enabling moving as much system integration
slept
work as
okay
possible
until
earlier in the build process, with the goal of eventually producing hundreds of Starships a year.
That's crazy.
Why
It's such an
is that
impressive
not
building.
affecting
So,
my
for example,
volume?
teams can assemble an entire nose
Let
cone
me
structure
use
of a
this
chip into a single
volume.
piece and work on its internal systems all in one place.
Well, yeah,
So,
Rob, I
if you're
slept
working on
okay,
Starship
but then I
and you have
woke up with a
question about
IBS
assembly or
attack, so I've been
working
up for a
better
while
before or after yours, instead of having to
dealing
wait
with that,
until you
and
have
I thought I had
or the team with the
cleared the
cursor
pipes,
or
but
worse time,
seems
an
like
email
there's a part
waiting for your
2
response.
definitely
Odds are you're right next to
coming.
that person or team, and now
So
you're
yeah, if you
working
see me
right
step away
alongside them,
suddenly,
so you don't have to wait
that's
for
what that
response.
is.
Yeah, exactly. That makes it a lot more efficient and faster to communicate. So not only are we rapidly iterating on the spacecraft themselves, but we're also innovating the way that they're
You
made.
have T minus
It's almost
13.
too much
What
to keep
is
up with.
We're also posting updates on our account on X if you can't keep up. That'll help you. So if you don't already, make sure that you follow us at SpaceX on X. And I have a feeling
Yeah,
it's
I
going
know.
to get pretty
The
busy.
Starship
that is
countdown
definitely
and the
And it's
NASA's
definitely going to be
countdown
very exciting
match,
today.
and they're both
So with
live.
that, let's meet today's Starship on the pad. Starship features 2 major parts, the ship, which has 6 Raptor engines, and the Super Heavy booster, which has 33 Raptor engines. The current iteration of Starship is essentially an experimental vehicle flying for development. With a,
Oh shit,
with a
the
few
T
planned
minus is all
upgrades, Starship
fucked
will
up.
have 3 times the thrust of Saturn V, plus the added benefit of full reusability. Starship 2 will be capable of carrying more than 100 tons to orbit, and Starship 3 will be able to lift more than 200 tons to orbit. The amount of mass we're able to launch per rocket is crucial to creating a self-sustaining city on Mars.
That's a little
Now,
better.
to get a sense of how big Starship is,
Zoop.
let's start
All
with
right.
the average size human, which is about 2 meters high. Towering over our average human is the length of the Millennium Falcon, which comes in at 35 meters.
The poo-poo
Our
boogaloo.
Falcon 9
That's pretty much
rocket,
it.
the payload fairing attached, is double the size of the Millennium Falcon, standing at 70 meters. And nearly twice the size of that
Turn
is
them
the fully
down.
integrated Starship at 121
Yeah, and obviously when
meters tall. The ship itself is about 50
bigger
meters
than Millennium
tall, and
Falcon.
the Super Heavy booster
Once
alone stands about 71
as
meters.
things get deep and the
Even
nerdier
crazier,
stuff gets going,
eventually
I'll
the ship and booster will get
do my
even
best to
taller
shut my
with
mouth.
future design iterations.
Can't imagine it being taller than that. Starship's first stage has a diameter of roughly 2.5
pull my
times
feet up
that
on
of
my
Falcon
phone in
9,
case I gotta
and
run. I
with
can at
33
least
much larger Raptor engines, which you can
keep
see
an
there
eye
on your
on it.
screen. Moving up the vehicle, the ship features 6 Raptors, 3 sea-level engines, and 3 vacuum engines, which are optimized to operate in the vacuum of space. The ship is designed for vertical takeoff and landing on any hard surface, like the surface of the moon. The ship is also outfitted with 4 flaps to help aerodynamically control the vehicle's attitude during atmospheric flight and enable a precision landing.
To reach full reusability, ship must survive entry
Can't even
not
get
just
my own
once, but
stream
over
to
and
work.
over
What
again.
the fuck?
It took the teams at SpaceX about 3 years to develop the heat shield
There
of
it
the
is.
Starship, and development for improvements is still ongoing.
Goddamn.
The ship's heat shield is
Alright,
composed
so I can
of
at least watch if I gotta
18,000
run.
hexagonal ceramic tiles
Sorry,
designed to
not talk. I
insulate
was
the
trying to
vehicle
talk
during
about
atmospheric entry,
that
where
kind of
temperatures
stuff.
can be as high as 2600
Just letting you know
degrees
what's going
Fahrenheit.
on.
And naturally, the tiles are designed for rapid
All
reuse with no
messages.
refurbishment between flights. As we mentioned earlier, today's Starship features
Bucket and a
completely
pool noodle.
reworked
Yeah,
heat
it's
shield with stronger tiles and a secondary protective layer. This
fire
promises
hose
to
at full
increase our
blast just to
chances
get a
of
good
Starship making
flush.
it through a controlled re-entry, and hopefully a little more intact this time around. And in between our first and second stages is our hot stage, which we last saw in action on flights 2, 3, and 4. Speaking of,
Little
let's take
tiny
a trip
guy.
back in time and talk about that last flight. On June 6th, Starship successfully lifted off at 7:50 a.m. Central Time from Starbase, Texas, cleared the launch tower, and went on to accomplish several major milestones and firsts. As you can see there, Super Heavy booster lifted off successfully and completed a full duration
There's definitely
ascent
something
burn.
going
I
down
love
there,
the view
but
of the sound
once
waves
the
there.
pain spikes get worse,
Following
I'll have to
separation, Super Heavy booster
go see what I
successfully
can do.
completed its flip maneuver, boost back burn as well to send it toward the splashdown zone, and it also jettisoned the hot stage adapter, as you can see there. We don't have to jettison that adapter in future iterations because it'll be a different design. Now, as you can see here,
I heard they may have it built into the
using
booster.
those hypersonic grid fins to steer it towards a precise landing
Coming down hot.
in the Gulf of Mexico. The footage that we have coming up here, there it is from the buoy. I still remember seeing this on X for the first time, and it was So incredible to see that booster coming down, ending its flight with a soft splashdown 7 minutes and 24
Bloop.
seconds into the flight, and the crowd
Yeah,
went
we're looking at about,
wild.
actually it
And
says
so did
about
we.
650 to see if the
Starship's
booster hits the
6
water
second
or the
stage
landing.
Raptor engine
They have to make that
successfully
decision.
powered the vehicle to space and placed it on a trajectory that would re-enter less
Elon
than
hear
1
about
orbit later
Elon's
over the Indian Ocean.
less
And
good
following a
bus
coast phase in
with
space,
lights all
Starship
over it?
re-entered the Earth's
Nah.
atmosphere, successfully making it through the phases of peak heating and max aerodynamic pressure, and demonstrating the ability to control the vehicle using its flaps while descending through the atmosphere at hypersonic speeds. And of course, Starlink on Starship once again
Let's go look all
enabled
the
real-time
Starling. Isn't that
telemetry
a...
and live
I feel like that's a little...
high-definition
Is that...
video throughout every phase of
like it's
entry,
either a
with
pop-up or
external
one of those
cameras
little
providing
teardrop
views all
campers.
the way to the flight's conclusion.
What you got going on there? Let's go look. Good to see you again. Oh, Starlink. Oh, okay.
With Starship igniting its 3 center Raptor engines and executing the first flip maneuver.
Yeah, I've heard the ones for moving around, like
since
the,
our high altitude
are pretty
campaign.
good.
And that was followed by a soft splashdown of the ship in the Indian Ocean 1 hour and 6 minutes later.
And we were all glued to the monitors watching the little flap that could
Yeah,
the
trying
whole
to
way
not have
down.
my booster hit the water, yeah.
Seeing the landing burn and splashdown was an incredible moment for the entire SpaceX team, and we'll be looking out for many more of these incredible moments today.
All right, so while today's mission profile is similar
Maybe
to
have
Flight
less than
4, we
20
got a couple
minutes.
new
Holy
test
shit, I
objectives
cannot
including
believe this. Like,
catching the booster back at the
3 years
launch tower.
ago, somebody made the joke, yeah, we'll just catch the booster, and everyone thought it was funny and laughing, and that was be absolutely impossible, and now we're getting ready to try it. This is insane. Like I said, Elon's personal shit is a fucking train wreck, but he does know how to put the right nerds together to just make the impossible just
and about 2 seconds after that burn
happen.
ends, we'll jettison the booster's hot stage. As it heads back towards the ground, the booster will either attempt a landing, will have a landing burn, but then will either return to the tower or splashing down in the Gulf of Mexico.
Meanwhile, the ship's engines will remain lit for just under 6 minutes during its ascent phase before shutting down for the coast. The ship will coast for about 40 minutes or so, reaching a peak altitude of about 213 kilometers. After that coast phase, the ship will be attempting a controlled re-entry, including a flip maneuver and landing burn.
And maybe not
like we saw in
always
Flight
burn its
4,
fin off
just
this
before
time.
splashing down in the
But it was pretty
Indian Ocean.
amazing. It burned through
I
more
say
than half that
attempting
fin, and it
because,
still
again,
operated.
This is just a test, and nothing is guaranteed.
I'm trying to avoid
Some
having
excitement.
his... Oh, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
of
I
course
don't
there
want
is
my
that.
booster to hit the
Now,
water.
both the booster and ship have to contend with
Yeah, I haven't had any
extreme
coffee yet
conditions
either.
on
Fuck,
re-entry,
I need to
which is where
go,
those heat shield tiles will be put to the test.
Actually, that
For
might
this
help.
flight test, we do not
Caffeine
expect to
kind of
recover
helps
any
with
hardware
that
from the ship.
situation.
With the exception of Falcon,
Let
this is
me,
no different than what
let me
happens to
go
most rockets
get
flying
one of
today
them.
that are
Is that a little
expended,
drone?
meaning
Oh,
that
that's
they fall
probably
into
a
the ocean after completing their mission.
helicopter over there,
Eventually,
yeah.
we will return and reuse Super Heavy boosters and Starships as we do today with Falcon
Okay,
9
that's the
and Falcon
antenna.
10
I wouldn't be
boosters.
surprised if
And
we
in
see a
fact, we've
drone
landed
in the
Falcon
general
boosters
area. If you can see the moving pixel.
352 times
But yeah, I'm gonna
to
go
date.
get a little
Man,
bit of a
I
little
hear
sip
you
of
say that
coffee.
number,
I'll be right
and that
back.
is just wild. I still remember the night,
Keep them entertained.
or at least most of the night, that Falcon landed for the first time, and it still feels like yesterday.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorite moments at SpaceX. And returning Super Heavy promises to be an even more impressive sight and a huge moment on the road to rapid reusability.
Yeah, speaking of rapid reusability, future Starship designs will give Super Heavy boosters a lighter weight and integrated hot stage intended for full reusability, which will mitigate the need to jettison the hot stage like we'll do today. Similarly, even though ship recovery is not expected, the telemetry and data we receive all the way to the end is what we're hoping, or excuse me, what we're looking for, and is what will get us to a rapidly reusable Starship of the future.
Yeah, exactly. In other words, just like previous Starship flights, the payload for this mission is the data. All right. Now that we have a handle on today's flight test, let's check in with Dan, who is right in the middle of the action. He's just a few kilometers from Starship on the pad. How's it going, Dan?
It's going great, Jesse. Welcome back to Starbase, everybody. It's been far too long. Little change of scenery this time. Right behind me is the Launch Control Center, where our flight controllers are counting down to our liftoff at 7:25 a.m. Central. We are a little bit later in our window. The main reason is we're working to clear out the range. Have not been tracking any technical issues so far to preclude that launch. So 7:25 a.m. Central, 12:25 UTC is where we're marching down to. As you can see, we're actively loading propellants on board Super Heavy and Starship. Liquid methane for your fuel, liquid oxygen for the oxidizer. Prop load on the ship started at about T-minus 49 minutes, booster at T-minus 40 minutes. We're going to keep loading propellants on those vehicles right down to the wire. Ship will close out at about 3 minutes and 20 seconds before T0, and then booster just about 30 seconds later. Now, with our startup sequence, it's going to look very similar to what you saw on Flight 4. We already tested it with this booster and its static fire. We're going to see the Raptors start to make fire at about T-minus 3 seconds, and then we'll start them up in 3 different banks. The first inner 13 will fire, and then about a second later, 15 of the outer ring engines, and then about 0.8 of a second after that, those final 5. Another reminder, if we need to hold, we have a built-in spot at T-minus 40 seconds. We can hold for stuff like if we need to finish clearing the range or if any other technical issues pop up, just kind of in the last second.
And I hope
but
this
if there's nothing holding us back,
doesn't.
we're going to go right past that and go down to 0. So, I mean, as of right now,
God damn, I'm just falling apart this morning.
away from liftoff.
I hope if part 2 happens, as far as regarding myself, it's at least during the coast phase.
And
Starship.
as you can see, the weather's perfect. We had 100% go for launch from the weather officer.
Scruff needs to put one of the cats in charge while he wants. I would love to do that.
If we're not able to go
Speaking
today,
of cats,
since we are loading prop, it would likely be about 48 hours before our next attempt. But
48 hours.
good thing we're in launch today.
Oh yeah, because
really
between every launch attempt, they lose enough fuel that they have to get more brought in.
Down to 7:25 a.m. Central, and I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. I'll send it back to you in Hawthorne.
Thanks,
The whole
Dan.
thing with the dude.
One of the most exciting objectives
So,
for
like,
Flight 5 today is
I'm not
attempting to
saying
track
I'm letting the dude
booster
in,
to the launch site that you see right
but I
there,
am saying I've been holding that
caught
door
by the
open
tower. We refer to this simply as
a little
booster
longer
catch.
than I normally do,
As you've heard us
keeping
say,
an eye on my
Starship
cats to
and
make sure they
Super
don't get
Heavy are
out.
designed to be
He's been
rapidly
looking.
used, which is
He
why
kind of
we're
looks around, and then he'll usually
developing
walk over
ways
to
of
the
turning
food bowl.
vehicles that
So
leverages the same hardware we use for stacking ahead of flight.
Right now, when we recover our Falcon boosters, they either return
might
to
have
a
to
separate
remove
landing
the
zone
phone.
on land
Oh, reboot
or
the
to a
phone.
drone
Which
ship
one?
in the ocean, both of which require time to transport the vehicle back to the launch site. In order for us to achieve truly rapid reusability, we need a
chair.
quicker
Oh yeah,
turnaround.
absolute chair.
And
Yeah, you gotta watch. A
can't get
chair can be a
much
little
faster than
feisty
returning it to-
sometimes.
Than returning the launch vehicle right back to the launch site.
Yeah, maybe I can
where
get the
it
dude
needs
in
to
here
be
once.
in order to
If
launch
the
it.
dude ever decides he wants to
For
walk
today's
in,
booster catch attempt,
maybe I can
while
train
there
him
are
how to
thousands of criteria
run
that need to be
OBS.
met, there are 3 primary gates that will be in play. In order to proceed, automated checks have to indicate we have
cheers,
a working
everybody.
booster
Appreciate
and
everybody
a healthy tower, and
dealing with
flight
the
director must
difficulty
issue a
this morning.
manual
I
command,
appreciate you
which is
hanging out.
informed by manual checks
Get a
from
bunch of
flight
space nerds
controls.
together.
If this command is not sent prior to the
Make some
completion
pancakes
of
later,
boost
eh, Lock
burn,
Roger?
or if automated health checks show unacceptable conditions with Super Heavy or the tower, the booster will default to a trajectory that takes it to a landing burn and soft splashdown in the Gulf of Mexico.
Now, thinking to the future when we're operational, after a booster returns to the launch tower,
Tickle
it will
butt.
be inspected
Tickle
and
butt.
reloaded with propellants, and then ready to launch another ship to orbit. For today's test, however, we're only going
Here's your
to
good
attempt the
boy.
catch,
Here's
like
your
Jesse
good
said,
boy.
if
Here's your good
everything
booster.
on the booster
Here's your
and
good
tower
booster.
checks out after launch. And of course, we will let you know as soon as we know if it's a go. And we're going to be listening very keenly for that call out.
Did I catch the Northern Lights the other night? I did not. I was not aware. I had heard that there had been a big-ass solar flare, but I was not aware. I didn't click to check for Aurora. So apparently I missed it, and apparently you could see it down here in Maryland. It's kind of a shame, but that's all right.
Today's flight will generate data that will continue to inform our future flights and help us get to that operational cadence.
Yeah. Oh, you can't forget what else it will generate.
Are you thinking what I'm
Your
thinking?
mom.
I mean, I was going to say a sonic boom.
Oh, I was going to say excitement, but that's a really good reminder.
Now, if we do make it to a catch today, Super Heavy may generate a sonic boom upon its return. And that's basically a brief thunder-like noise that we hear when an aircraft or other object travels faster than the speed of sound.
Faster
Anyone
than
that
you.
has been in the area for a Falcon 9 land landing in Florida or California, or even some space shuttle landings, may have
Swipe
heard
type.
one of
Oh
those.
god, yeah. Swipe
Generally,
type is
the only
tough.
impact in those surrounding areas of a sonic boom is the brief noise, with variables like weather and distance impacting if or how the sonic boom is heard. Here's a brief look at how these sonic booms look and sound on Falcon.
I know a lot of people would be excited when they hear the sonic boom.
Ah, the stubby nozzle.
And these are going to provide quite a show because you're going to hear the sonic booms.
Ugh. Apparently they're basing a lot of the technology on the Falcon 9.
It's great for us. That thunderclap broke the sound barrier.
There's always a triple for some reason for each booster. There you go.
Two sonic booms here in the room.
Booster landing.
I don't know why is Sonic Booms is a triple blast normal, or is that? Does anybody know? What's up, Ron? There,
As our test
we are
flights
10
continue,
minutes
we
or
plan to
9 minutes away
demonstrate
from
ship-to-ship
launch.
propellant transfer, which will be
I started
in
to stream late because I'm
This will be
having an
important
IBS
in
attack.
preparation for
We're going to
Starship
see how that
being
goes,
astronauts to the
and
moon
we're
as part
rocking
of
out.
NASA's Artemis program. SpaceX will perform one uncrewed demonstration flight before NASA's Artemis 3 mission, which will be
And
the
if you
first
can't
human
tell,
surface
that's
expedition since
people standing
1972.
right there.
Also, in preparation for missions to the moon and Mars, we're gaining tons of knowledge from our human spaceflight missions, including free flyer flights like our recent commercial astronaut mission Polaris Dawn.
Polaris Dawn was the first of up to 3 missions in the Polaris
Yeah, we're
program,
not done
which
yet,
is demonstrating
obviously.
new technologies, conducting extensive research, and will culminate in a flight of Starship with humans on board.
After nearly 5 days in orbit, Dragon and the 4-person Polaris Dawn crew safely splashed down on September 15th.
Sorry. Yeah, if I get quiet like that, it's dealing with something.
The Polaris program. The Polaris Dawn crew performed some incredible firsts.
I have a
during
feeling
the
I'm not
mission.
going to be sitting
Dragon
here
and the
for the
crew
launch.
reached 1,408.1
Shit.
kilometers, the highest Earth orbit ever flown, and the farthest humans have been from our planet since the Apollo program.
The crew also performed the first ever commercial EVA, or extravehicular activity. And as you can see there,
that's a little
they were
rough.
wearing the new EVA suits that we developed here
Take this
in-house.
off because that's going to get in the
This
way.
was an incredible moment to see Jared and then later Sarah emerge and perform this EVA with Earth behind. Now, in addition to this incredible spacewalk, they also conducted about 36 research studies and experiments from 31 partner institutions, including NASA. And in addition to all of that, they also tested Starlink laser-based communications in space.
Lasers.
The data gathered from Polaris Dawn missions is invaluable, much like the data that we're going to see after today's flight test of Starship. So we're coming down to T-minus about 7 minutes. Let's check in with Dan.
Hey, thanks, Kate. So yeah, we're right at about 7 minutes away from launch. The main thing we are still working is that range clear. Again, we have to make sure boats, airspace, everything is cleared out of the way for our ascent corridor, basically the Gulf of Mexico, where we're launching through before we can actually launch. And so we're working on.
Yeah, it's always
clearing out
annoying
just a
when
few more
like
boats.
something
We
is
do
delayed
have a
because of some
window,
dumbass in a
remember.
boat.
So
That's
if
happened a couple
we
times.
end up holding at like a T-minus 40 seconds, we can hold for several minutes, allow those boats to get out of the way, and then we can launch. Our window is from 7 to 7:30 Central, so we don't have a huge amount of time today, but we do have some margin if we need to work with it.
I got a few minutes to
still
play
get off the
with.
ground today. For now, though, we're coming up on finishing prop load on both vehicles. Header tanks are pretty much topped out on the ship. Those are going to be used for its landing burn. And again, we're going to be closing out all of the prop load at about T-minus 3 minutes, 20 seconds for the ship, and then just 30 seconds later for booster. One kind of cool thing to talk about, so the folks in launch control behind me, after liftoff, they're going to have some pretty special tasks today. If we're going to
There's
go
a lot
through
that
with
happens
the
after
catch,
liftoff.
they're going to be doing some really detailed inspections just visually of all of the different tower systems, a lot of those things that we upgraded, just to make sure that we are in the right posture to actually proceed with the catch. So they'll be working kind of fast and furious behind the scenes to inform the flight director's manual command to send the booster back. So if we hear that command being sent, that's going to be just the roof's going to come off. That's going to be a really
First
exciting
boom is from
moment.
the aft end. The second
So
boom is from the landing
otherwise,
legs.
if we don't go today, as you
The
guys
widest
talked about,
point of the
there is a
rocket.
chance.
The
And
third boom
if
is
we
from the
don't send
fin.
booster
No
back,
shit.
we'll do a landing burn or a splashdown in the Gulf, and then that's just another landing burn to gather more data, learn more lessons from, and then we'll come back and try the catch again on the next one. But as of right now, we're coming up on 5 minutes. There is a chance that we'll hold or extend into the end of our window, so don't be surprised if that's not happening. But if those boats do get out of the way,
Good lord, look
we're
at all
just
that
about 5 minutes
condensation.
away from launch. So I'll check back in just a moment, but back over to you, Kate and Jesse.
It's a very cold spot right now.
Thanks, Dan. Our rapid iterative development approach has been the basis for all of SpaceX's major innovative advancements, including Falcon, Dragon, and Starlink. Today, we're testing hardware and systems, and we need to know how they perform under the most extreme conditions. We'd much rather find the bugs now during testing than later on when there's more on the line.
But I do
And
say I
to
don't
reiterate,
understand why they
we
always
do
build
not-
spaceports
while
in
we do determine
nature
an acceptable level of technical risk on our
reserves
vehicle and pad in order to
and
learn
conservation
as fast as
areas.
possible, we accept no compromises when it comes to the safety of the public or our team. So that is to say, this is only the 5th of many future flight
Elon
tests
is on
of
another
Starship
stream
before it becomes
telling
fully
people how
operational.
technically it is
You
his
might
hair.
remember the Starlink panels that are incorporated into Starship, and you can see them there on your screen, those rectangular panels on Starship's nose cone. Starlink brings us the epic views in space and on re-entry, and also helps deliver us the critical flight data engineers need to continue development. In addition to enabling our rapid iteration on Starship, Starlink is also enabling life-saving communication here on Earth. SpaceX is sending tens of thousands of Starlink kits in response to Hurricanes Helene and Milton, and providing free service through the end of the year to support recovery efforts. The Starlink team also worked with T-Mobile to activate our direct-to-cell satellites to provide basic texting on T-Mobile and emergency alerts for all phones and carriers.
Yeah,
of those
wouldn't be
in
surprised if
affected
Elon had a
areas.
little bit of a
If a phone
buzz
connects
going
to a
on right
Starlink
now.
satellite, it will have 1 to 2 bars of signal and show T-Mobile SpaceX in the network name. SpaceX's direct-to-cell constellation has not been fully deployed, so these services are being delivered on a best effort basis.
Starlink is enabling life-saving communication here on Earth and continues to help us push the limits in space. In the short term, by providing great views and real-time data on our next few flights, particularly
That's
through re-entry,
OLM
which
vent.
historically is a
Or the,
blackout period for all communications.
Ship vent.
All right, so we're coming up on 2 minutes 30 seconds
we go,
away
folks.
from launch. We were hearing like there was a pretty good chance we were going to hold at T-minus 40 seconds, but surprise, now it sounds like we might not be. So
I guess we'll see what
we're
happens.
just a little over 2 minutes away, so a couple more things going to be happening. We did just close out our propellant load on the ship and the booster, so 10 million pounds of propellant on that vehicle on the pad here at Starbase, getting ready to go. We're going to start clearing out all of the lines that are basically pushing all of that propellant to the vehicles. Those get cleaned out or cleared out
What's up, Leon?
on the ground before we lift off. We're doing some final checks on the vehicle, the thrust vector control that we're going to use to steer it, as well as
This video was showing live launch stunts, but now it's AI deep
final
faking,
alignment,
hacking
just a lot of our
crypto. Yeah,
final checkouts.
SpaceX gets
We
a lot of
are-
crypto clone
We
streams.
are starting to hear that it looks like the range is going to be clear.
Looking
Our
good.
liftoff time of 7:25 a.m. Central.
I'm going to turn
12:25
this volume up
UTC.
so we can hear everything for
That
launch.
puts us 1 minute 20 seconds away from launch.
A little bit.
Still not tracking any technical issues. That range clear is the only thing that's been potentially poking at our launch. So I'm going to start to quiet down. We'll hear our flight director for today, Tristan Pierce, give some of the final call-outs. As of right now, we are 1 minute away from liftoff.
And I'm going to go ahead and shut up for a little bit. Mostly.
Flight directors go for launch.
Nice. Holy shit.
Best words you could possibly hear, 20 seconds away from liftoff.
Here we go, folks. Good luck.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, alright.
We have liftoff.
How many we got? 33, we're good.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
This motherfucker go. Oh shit.
Booster after air pressure nominal.
Yeah, NASA spaceflight's always a little bit ahead.
30 seconds into the flight, the rumble's just starting to reach us here at launch control.
Oh, it's looking butter. Looking butter.
Booster and ship,
That
avionics
is the
power,
sound
telemetry nominal.
of 33 Raptor engines.
I don't know why I look at oxygen looks low on Starship.
Max Q.
Now pass through the maximum aerodynamic pressure, the most stress the vehicle's going to see on the way uphill. All right, our next major milestone coming up, it's going to be hot staging. We're going to see the engines ignite on ship to push it away from the booster.
Going smooth. Going like just looking good.
All right, so hot staging is going to be the next thing coming up. First, we're going to see the booster's engines
look at
start
that
to shut
methane
down.
burning. Wow.
All but 3.
Wow. That is,
We're going to do what's called most
that
engines
is
cut off
fucking
instead of main
amazing
engine
looking.
cut off, because 3 are going to keep going, and then we're going to see the engines on ship ignite. Right now, the tower team is doing their go, no go.
Yeah, I guess I got to make sure the tower is still functioning
We
properly.
might hear some really good words soon, too. All right. Can still see it up behind me. That is one of the most gorgeous things I've ever seen in my entire life. Coming up on hot staging next.
There you go.
Ship engine
There's
startup.
most engines cut off.
Ooh,
Stage separation.
peace.
Booster.
Stage separation,
Startup.
hot stage
Good,
separation
good.
confirmed.
It's looking good. Booster is
Ship
not
under its
blowing
own
up.
power. I'm seeing 6 out of 6 Raptors lit. Hopefully I got a
Oh, boy.
booster on the way
Alright.
back to me. I'm going to send it to you guys in Hawthorne.
Oh man,
All
that
engines
was
firing.
absolutely incredible. I loved how the crowd
Chamber pressure is nominal.
here in Hawthorne all went ooh at that first view of the blue flames from the booster. As you can see there, first stage currently performing, or excuse me, is now making its way back to the launch site. Again, we are
Ship avionics power and telemetry nominal.
the
Okay.
booster and the tower are both performing automated checks to make sure we are go for the booster to return to the launch pad for that catch. And once those are complete, the flight director
Booster after shutdown. Flight directors go for booster return.
And we did hear that the tower is go for catch. So that was one of the big criteria we were looking for.
We got one check
view
box.
here-
Wait to hear that we'll wait to hear that the go for catch has been sent.
beautiful view here from the ship.
And so exciting to hear that we got a go for booster catch. That means it's going to be a really exciting morning. Again, the booster
got
is making its
tower
way
go.
back towards now land in order to make that catch attempt in the tower.
So incredible to see these views. You can see the ship on the right-hand side of your screen. All 6 Raptor engines are under full power. Once again, the booster is making its way back to the launch site. We are going to try and catch it using the chopsticks on the launch tower, the exact same tower that it just launched from just, 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, and the booster.
Starship on nominal trajectory.
I can confirm the command was sent for the booster to come back.
Holy shit.
Right now.
Holy shit, they're going to try and catch it.
It's pretty much right overhead of us, and we can see it starting to come down.
Oh, boy.
I can't wait for us to hear the sonic boom through Dan's mic. Right. That is going to be incredible.
It was so cool to hear the lifetime.
And so once again, it's successful on-time liftoff of Starship Flight 5. The ship has separated from the booster. The booster is there on your screen.
Either
it is
way, this
making
is
its
going to
way
be fantastic.
Back to the launch site. We are
Good
going
or
to
bad?
attempt
Where's the hovering
catch
gonna
using the
land? I
chopsticks.
guess that's
we did
over
hear
the
the confirmation that the command was sent to the tower. We are go for catch.
And in order to...
And guys, we should just be about 30 seconds away from our landing
Oh
burn.
my god. And that's what they're catching it on. There's that little pin that you saw right there.
That velocity. Oh, we can see it coming
Holy
down
shit.
through the plume.
Coming in hot. Oh boy.
Booster coming in hot for booster catch.
We're going to ignite 13 of those Raptor engines, and this view is incredible right now.
Oh my god.
You can see how fast this vehicle is moving on the left-hand
We got some issues. It's okay.
We're now down to 3
No,
Raptor
actually,
engines.
that's good. That's good. Oh my god, look at this fucking thing. Are you fucking kidding me? First try, perfect. Oh my god! Holy shit, they did it the first try and they caught it on the fucking pins. Oh my god! Congratulations! Holy shit! Oh my god, cheers everybody. First test fucking kicked ass. Oh my god, cheers. Christ, what started out as a fucking meme just happened. Oh my god.
Guys, I'm sorry. Like, even
Oh
in this
my
day and age,
god.
what we just saw, that looked like magic.
Oh, yeah, it's still on fire, but that's kind of normal. Holy shit.
Still going wild over here over this.
Folks, this is a day for the engineering history books. This is a live view
Cannot believe that.
of the Super Heavy booster as
Oh
it has
my
just been
god.
successfully caught back at the
Take that,
very same
Boeing.
launch
Yeah, go
tower
fuck
that it just
yourself,
came from.
Boeing. Look what
Dan,
look what
I
they
love
just
this.
did.
You are reflecting exactly what everybody else here in Hawthorne, except maybe a little bit more because you got to see it with your own eyes.
How was that?
We got
Oh my
it. I mean, like,
Well, maybe if it, as long as it doesn't blow up, we're good.
I can't even describe that. Oh, by the way, ship, main engine cut off, ship's in orbit, but
Ship's good.
I am like shaking right now. That was.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it.
What's up,
this
ship?
is Not,
Yeah,
I mean,
let's check in on ship.
it's hard to believe that.
Starship nominal orbit insertion.
Nice.
Right, exciting
Ship's
news there. It's
going
hard to
perfect
believe
so
that
far.
Booster isn't the only
my
excitement that
God.
we have today. Just confirmation there. A
Just
gorgeous
rewind,
view of planet
Franco.
Earth
Trust me, it's
behind,
worth it. You ain't going to
the
see anything
ship.
exciting now for a few
And it is
minutes.
now
Rewind that
in the
fucking
orbit
thing
that we
to
expected
T
it to.
plus
This is just an incredible
630.
day. Live views there.
Go ahead. We'll wait.
As the booster vents.
This is all
some
just chill
pressures there.
stuff right now.
That is a live view from the top of the tower looking
Oh
at the
my
chopsticks.
God.
I am still in disbelief. I'm trying to catch my tears just like the chopsticks caught the booster.
Fucking did it. Oh
It has been nonstop since liftoff.
Ooh.
And we are all so
Oh,
excited
you
about
know
everything that's been
SpaceX has
happening
got
so
some
far this
fucking
morning.
sweet high
With
def
the
cameras
booster
around
having
that they'll be
completed
releasing.
its job for today, we are
Oh.
going to take a short break for the next 30 minutes. We'll return back at T plus 40 minutes while the ship continues to
No,
coast
we want to
before
keep
re-entry.
looking.
Oh man,
Better
and
leave the
as
feed
with
up.
previous flights, Starlink may actually enable us to talk
Holy
with the
shit.
ship through re-entry with no communication blackout. We of course are still testing Starlink during this phase of flight, so nothing is certain. But if we do have views, we'll be sure to bring those to you live.
Still a little fire, like that happens.
Views or no views, we'll see you back here at T plus 40 minutes for coverage of Starship's re-entry, flip maneuver, landing burn, and splashdown.
Like, y'all can go away. I should leave the video feed up, I hope. Oh, wow. That's... I'm probably gonna get copyright. I got copyright struck for the, actually, if I turn that down, you can't hear it. If I turn this up, can I hear it? Yes. What just happened? Alright, yeah, hold on a sec here. That way, in case they start talking again, I can turn... If the fucking feed wasn't broke. What the hell, man? Come on. I'll turn that. So that was about right there. All right. Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, when we did the other launch party thing, the NASA intro and outro music, I actually got a copyright strike. But so it looks like hopefully they're just going to leave the feed going for a while, which is perfect. So, assuming everything goes well, this big bastard. Yeah, it's going to get hot. Yeah, in about 40 minutes. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm just going to be dumb for a little while because I can't believe. I can't fucking believe what we just watched. Holy shit. That's. Wow. Okay. Yeah, NASA Spaceflight has really nice cameras. But yeah, I'm not going to stream snipe them or whatever you want to call that. But I don't mind doing it to SpaceX because they just put it on their website anyway. And SpaceX doesn't have a huge presence on YouTube anymore. Right, let's see. What are they doing on this mission? Let's go look. The main point was obviously data, but the two big points were this was the first catch attempt, and obviously it went pretty well. And also they are testing the new heat shield arrangement on ship. Because when ship did re-entry last time, that fin you're looking at on the left side, and just so you know, the camera is attached to the other fin. It's the one on the other end of the ship. But that fin right there on re-entry, where it bends and like hinges inside the booster, it started leaking, like the plasma wrapped the ship as it was coming through re-entry, and the plasma got through there and just basically, I mean, literally plasma cut half of the fin off. It still worked, still landed fine. But they apparently changed the way the plasma, well, they put different, they put a different, they put a coating on the ship, and then they put the tiles back on instead of it just being tiles. And apparently it's a different arrangement of tiles at the fin hinges. Sorry about that. Why does Google want to autocorrect the phrase "cats meow" to "cars meow"? That's weird. Phew. Still a few flames about. Definitely a good landing. Yeah, it looked like there may have, I'm wondering if one of the engines, because there did seem to be some debris, but it may have just been ice buildup from the frost rings and such, but it did kind of seem like there was a little debris as it was cutting off the 13 engines, so I'm wondering if one of them popped, and that's what we're seeing, the little bit of flame kind of wrapping around. Net has barely any fuel left, but at least it has an even amount of fuel. Well, technically it should have a little more oxygen, but that should be okay. It's kind of weird at launch. It looked a little low on oxygen. I wonder if it didn't get quite full or if, like, there's something else. Because I know you use it for engine chill. She's like, what is going on there? Are they preparing for another burn? No, I heard that there was no burn, so I wonder what that is. I hope nothing's leaking up there. Guess we'll find out. Anyway, at this point, if nothing's working right, then it dies. You just do everything you can to keep it from exploding so it doesn't turn into a space debris field. Get the old, what's that, the Kepler syndrome going there? That'll be fun when that finally happens. That may be something else we also witness in our lifetime, when satellites crash into each other so much and create so much debris that they start crashing and they start crashing, and then we're surrounded just by a field of shit that we cannot get out of. Well, I'm going to hang out, I guess, for a little while. I may step away while we're at our downtime, but I'm going to keep the stream going either way. And if I step away, it's only going to be for a couple minutes. Now I need to go punch my dough, says Lockwatcher. All right. You got anybody particular you think about when you're punching that dough? Like, that motherfucker, I can't believe he took my pencil in the 2nd grade and broke it in half. God damn. Yeah, like you got like one of those things you got going on over. So the booster is hanging on those 4 steering plates, asked Dutch. No, actually. Right underneath them is a pin on either side. There's 2 big fucking pins. Oh, right, you can't rewind on X, can you? But I can go find a picture. I'll show you what they land on. And, like, the fins are a backup. They would probably hold the weight, but there's actually catch pins specifically for it. Catch pins. Why is it showing me drugs? What the fuck? Now where's a better picture? There was a nice picture of it during the stream. Why is this being so stupid? Let's see. Come on. Give me a good picture here. Really? Alright, you know what? And fuck it. I'm going to do this. Let me just pull my stream up. I'll go back to the spot where they had a good fucking view of it. And I'll show you that way. I don't think YouTube's going to yell at me for showing my own streamception, I guess. Let me see here. That was kind of early in the launch. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Media stuff. Show me a good picture of those grid fins, baby. Man, they had a awesome picture of those catch pins earlier. That's the actual, oh, there it is. And pause. All right, here we go. Okay. There you go. Boop. So right there. They pin right there. They're right underneath the grid fins. And that little round notch lands in tracks that are on the catch arms that are made. They're basically they're tracks that can move around a little bit, and then it can basically conveyor the booster around so it can put it in place. But yeah, they catch right on those pins. And then yeah, if something goes horribly wrong, the booster's fins should help. Like, they may not be able to take a full stop, but they do. They apparently can be used as a backup. Man, like I said, this was a freaking meme 3 years ago, and we just watched that shit happen. Like, that's yeah. And if this thing comes in like butter, like, I mean, it wasn't great last time, but it was considered a nominal landing. But obviously they don't want them to burn up when they land. Yeah, no problem, Dutch. Yeah, at first I thought they were catching it on the grid fins. Like when they first, like early on, they're actually they actually use those pins now. That's what they hook the cranes up to. They used to, on some of the earlier ones, up in the nose cones of the ship, you'd see fucking tiles were always missing in 4 spots because they basically just had little fucking clevises that they would put on, clevis, what the hell's the other word for those goddamn rigging, hook, pin, fucking clevis pin, shackle. Yeah, sorry. So they would just hook big fucking shackles to it, 4 points on the crane and pick it up, but now they can pick it up by the grid fin, like underneath the fins, there's a pick point as well. So now they can put all the heat shield tiles on and not always have to, like, last second put shit on after they get it up there. Sorry. There was a 24-degree rotation to get them to land the way they did. It is on the pins if you fast forward. Oh, yeah, it definitely hit the pins. That's amazing. And yeah, they said they had to get that twist just right, which, I mean, that's easy enough, especially, there's so many engineering cameras on there. I mean, it could probably do it visually. That was Franco out. So, yeah, Franco needs a nap. Yeah, I'll be taking a nap after this for the scum stream. Yeah, I was up actually, I wasn't up too late last night. I was up a little late. We got on there, and a few of us got on. We're working with Killer Mike on his setup. Reconfigured some of the settings in OBS to take advantage of his 4090. Because he streams, he games on the same PC he streams from currently. But he was using OBS, the streaming codec OBS using was old school H.264 at 25 megs, which isn't bad, but his internet can be a little pooty. Hey, what's up, Web Debbie? Gifting 5 memberships. I appreciate that. That's a lot of welcome backs right there. John's Touchpad, Uncle Duncan, Steve Perry, Carrie's Severe, The Tube Witch, and Mystery Technology, who's popped back in recently. Appreciate that, Web Debbie, as always. Kind of wondering if those cookies gave me the poops. Maybe I just overdid it. Oh, that's kind of really the only thing different I ate last night. Probably should have ate some lactate with that. Maybe I should keep some lactate in here. Good grief. Yeah, and as far as I know, this is the highest resolution I can get out of this. Yeah, there's no other like settings. I guess it just kind of does its best. It looks like it's probably 1080. Like that was somebody's piece of toast. Not my toast. Hey Fred, we found your spank rag. You left it on the booster. What cookies? Not stroop. No, not the stroop waffles. Fama sent this. It's like a snack. Let me kind of see it. Forgot I'm on little screen. But we have chocolate chip biscotti, cranberry biscotti, almond biscotti, and almonds and cocoa. Like, they're really good. But that may have been actually what stirred some things up. Who knows? I'll just eat them in. Well, I gotta eat them in moderation anyway. That first thing of cookies you sent, I gained like 5 pounds in a week, and then I dropped it back off when they ran out. I was like, whoops. Moderation. What's all the crud falling off the ship? That was ice and condensation. As the RCS thrusters fire, yeah, there's still air and atmosphere and moisture in there, so they'll pop out little pops of ice. If they start chilling the engines, or they're busting off gas to help regulate pressure, it just comes out in ice because there's still condensation inside the fuel tanks and the RCS tanks. So that's pretty normal. I don't know. It seems like something isn't closed. Like, I don't know if that's normal, but it does seem like there's, like, here and down here, it seems like there's a little bit of excessive flow. But, like, I don't know. I mean, that could just be a big fucking chunk of ice that now that the sun's hitting it, it's burning off. But it seems like kind of a, you know, an awfully directional flow. I guess we'll see what happens when it tries to land. It'll either make it, well, either way it'll land. So that we can guarantee. We know for sure it's going to land in about 35 minutes-ish. It's just, in which direction does it land? Nose up, nose down, nose looking at your mom. God, it is so shiny. So yeah, like when it was coming in, it basically, this entire section, actually most of this, of that part of the fin, of this fin, was destroyed in this area. And that was, Christ, that was a couple months ago. That I didn't get to see live because of work being derpy, so I'm glad I got to see this, especially with a fucking successful catch. So if it overshoots, where would it hit? It's going to be Pacific, like in the Pacific graveyard. Pretty sure it's aimed for the space graveyard, or is it the Indian Ocean? Actually, it might be the Indian Ocean. Let me take a look. Starship landing area. Let's see. I think that's from the other launch. Potential Starship debris field from failure. Starship landing area. Nah, it's looks like it's still going to be pretty close to Hawaii. I thought they would shorten it though. Maybe that's an old map. Hold on. Yeah, sorry, this is everything that I was going to get done this morning before that didn't happen. Let's see. It might still be the Indian Ocean. Where will Starship Booster live? Starship will make its first attempt to catch Booster using 2 massive arms, so it's a little more than an attempt. It has to land at the booster within a centimeter accuracy for it to be successful. So that's pretty fucking good. Let's see. Otherwise, it would land in the Gulf. Like, I know the catch is cool, people, but like, there's 2 parts to this fucking thing. There's already headlines showing that it got caught. That's cool. Yeah, I'm definitely just so you know, like, by all means, if I ain't working for it, like, you can watch NASA Spaceflight because they have all the information. These guys are fucking amazing. Looks like I think it's going for the Indian Ocean again, from what I can tell. I'm sure they'll tell us once it gets back, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going for the Indian Ocean. Starship flight path. See, like, NASA Spaceflight, they always have like the cool fucking animations and shit because they're like ultra nerds. Let's see, a path in space bound for the Indian Ocean west of Australia. Okay. Or it'll make an atmospheric re-entry through the atmosphere, make a water landing. All right, so it is headed for the Indian Ocean this time, not Hawaii. All right, that would probably explain why there's no boost back or no controlled burn in space. They're just yeeting it up there and just letting it fall back down. Whereas before they had it higher, but it was supposed to try and do a burn to slow it down. I think it actually worked. I forget. I wish I could have watched the other one. In a measure, we could all visualize how many Millennium Falcons it is. Well, yeah, apparently this was what? 4 Millennium Falcons high altogether? The bagels are resting. Aw, you got little binkies and blankies on them? Yeah, definitely. Like, if you guys want to poke around on NASA Spaceflight, I'm sure they got some wicked replays from all their cameras. Because that's where I'll be looking later tonight. Let them get their shit together. Now get your shit together. It'll either be tonight or tomorrow. End up watching NASA Spaceflight. What About It? That's where, like, every once in a while you see me wearing a Raptor shirt and a 420 booster shirt, and I got that from What About It's merch shop. What's up, a guy farted? How's the farting game going? We just watched some fucking amazing shit. Has a 200 million pound? No, not 200. No, 200,000 pound booster just got caught by 2 chopsticks. But yeah, good stuff for learning a space or space news. Obviously, NASA Spaceflight. What About It's really good. Felix on there, he's a cool dude. And then there's some other ones that pop in and out. I think Tech Map is one I watch. Great SpaceX is usually pretty good. Oh, and Scott Manley. Yeah, Scott Manley he'll probably have a 45-minute full analysis on this by probably Monday afternoon. Scott Manley here. He's fucking great. Yeah, I always forget about him. I'm subscribed to all them fucking space nerds. How do you get that centimeter accuracy? Is it all GPS, visual cruise, ground enhanced GPS? Ask James. I'm pretty sure that's yes to all of that. Because we know, you know, Elon's companies, Tesla, which that uses Tesla hardware, like it, the fucking, the thing that's moving right now is being moved by a Tesla car motor. So, oh yeah, now you can see the fins moving, so you can see the camera moving with the fin. So, I mean, they're good with visual technology because that's been used in Teslas. Obviously, with the Starlink uplinks, they can have, with the thousands of Starlink satellites, if they get enough connections, they can do some pretty hardcore triangulation like that. And then I would imagine as it's coming in, there's probably sensors all over the place, just telling it exactly where it needs to come in, because apparently it got exactly where it needed to be. That's all ultra, like, that's not even like super nerd stuff. That is like ultra omega nerd fucking stuff that I'd love to learn more about it, but my old ass wouldn't. Oh, there's broken. Yeah, there's some broken. I think those are broken tiles right there, which is fine. If you're gonna have broken tiles, that's where you want them. You can see there's ice strike there. That's the other big problem with launches, was when ice comes off the tanks. Like right there, we have ice strike. I'm pretty sure, because we can see the tiles are white underneath, so I'm guessing that's what happened there. That's not too bad. That should probably be okay. The concerned area is right in here, though, of what's going to happen in there. And when this plasma starts coming in, folks, if you've never seen it before, it is fucking great. I think I farted, just broke everything. There you go. Almost as impressive as when I caught your mom. Nice, nice. Tiny mama scrub. Yeah, I noticed the custom emoticons get a little weird sometimes. I guess I gotta probably get around to adding a couple more. I guess I should add like a scum one or something. Oh, I got notifications coming in. What's up? Oh yeah, I'm not going to be able to pull stuff up. But what did Blackwatcher say? Ah, the dough. Dough. Remind me, I'll pull those up on, well actually I'll see it Saturday when you pull it up. Well, actually, you know what? I should be able to pull that up. I can use the top window. Okay, now the excitement's calming down. My guts are starting to get active again. That's not great. Let's see. Where did you do that? Come in. That came in on voice. That's going to pop a window up right in the middle of the stream. All right. Pull that up here. So here's what Lockwatch is working on. Dodo. How long you gotta let those rest? Like an hour or something? Ooh. SpaceX caught a rocket, Boeing caught the flu. Yeah, that's just about it. Oh, you can't copy them? Yeah, I don't understand. That's something YouTube. That has nothing to do with anything I've done. Oh boy. Getting a little rough here again. Whew. So this was saying originally that ship re-entry would be starting soonish. but it is not low enough for ship re-entry. So I'm wondering if that was, that may actually be 50 minutes and 3 seconds for ship re-entry. I wonder if that was a me typo or a they typo. Let's see. I guess I can update a couple things here. What is this one? All right.
The crowd here is still so excited. We lifted off from Starbase at 7:25 a.m. Central Time. The Super Heavy booster and ship had a successful separation, as well as a good boost back burn and good separation of the hot stage adapter. The Super Heavy booster then completed the landing burn with 13 Raptor engines igniting and slowing down the vehicle perfectly for Mechazilla to catch the Super Heavy booster for the first ever land recovery of the vehicle.
To think that we're not done yet. We still have, in about 48 minutes, the ship will re-enter.
48 minutes?
All the flaps that will today, not that could. The ship will re-enter the Earth's atmosphere.
Boy, their posted timeline they had
the main goals
not
of today's test flight is for the ship to make it through the extreme heat of re-entry and to do so in a controlled manner. We learned a lot about this phase during Flight 4 and, as a result, completely reworked the heat shield.
About 38. Well, yeah, it should touch down.
Now, re-entry is typically a portion of flight where we don't have communications with the spacecraft because re-entering, it'll be re-entering at about 8 meters kilometer.
Yeah, calm down there, guy.
8 kilometers per second, or about 5 miles per second.
Maybe the what 3 words address for the pad is touchdown, no bangy.
Moving through the atmosphere results in friction and creates a plasma field around the vehicle. We saw this in action on Flight 4 thanks to Starlink, and wow, it was breathtaking. The blanket of plasma ends up distorting communication frequencies, so it's not uncommon to experience brief blackouts in communication, but hopefully that's not the case today.
Fires? I don't know.
And Kate,
California's always on
that's
fire.
Where Starlink has just
but no,
been just the unsung
this isn't going to a full
MVP
orbit
of this test campaign. I mean, it's able to give
City
us
over
data,
water for
not
pretty
just
much all of it.
awesome video, but also data in real time as we're going through reentry. I mean, this is something that
I'm watching web.
Just hasn't been possible.
Right.
And this is an environment that is so unforgiving, so hard to model, so hard to understand. And for the first time ever, we're able to literally watch as it unfolds in real time, get that data in real time. And we're able to do that with Starlink. And it's great for us because we get to see something. We get to see the greatest light show on the planet or off the planet. But what it means for this program, we're able to learn tremendous amounts about our heat shield, our angle of attack, everything that we're doing as we're coming in through the atmosphere at hypersonic speeds. And it's you can't just thank it enough. And also, special shout out, you're gonna see some additional flap camera views. We've got a really amazing team of avionics, cameras, electronics, software people who made all that possible. And so hopefully they're going to give us an even better show on the way in today as we're coming in at about 5 times the speed of sound.
Yeah, those flaps, Dan, that you see there, that's what's helping.
Starship is in a good attitude for entry, approaching the entry interface.
Entry interface. Like it's going to walk up to a computer and go,
let me in, please. And again, that's what Dan was mentioning, those flaps on the vehicle. And if you've been watching us for the last few minutes, you could see that the flaps were rotating around and helping orient the vehicle as it prepares for the beginning of re-entry today.
Yeah, exactly. Re-entry will be enabled by that heat shield that you see on the bottom half. That heat shield is made up of 18,000 hexagonal ceramic tiles, and they are designed to insulate the vehicle during atmospheric entry. At that point in time, temperatures can be as high as 26,000 degrees Fahrenheit or about 1,400 degrees Celsius. The design itself also permits for rapid reuse with no refurbishment between the flights. And fun fact that I think is just incredible in terms of scale, but the heat shield alone on the ship has a total mass of 10.5 tons, which is crazy because these things are really lightweight. They're made out of ceramic. We have a couple of them here. The one that I'm holding is used on flat surfaces as, let's see if we go that way, because as it's flat. The one that Jesse has is kind of more what you see there on the side.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think the plasma is going to start
shapes, the flat version and the
kicking
version
until, wow, it is pretty low altitude already. I don't think plasma is going to start kicking until a few minutes after.
So even
it's
those
usually,
surfaces, and especially the hinge area, if you watched Flight 4, is really what we want to make sure that we protect.
Oh, it's already seeing plasma. Look at that.
Very, very lightweight.
But when you put 18,000 of them together, they add up to 10.5 tons, which is incredible.
Yeah, if you've never seen atmospheric plasma, here we go, folks.
Shield has been completely reworked.
Starship has entered the atmosphere, remains on a nominal entry trajectory.
We can start to see that plasma now starting to build up on the side. It's not quite full plasma yet, but we are starting to see that color indicate that the heat is building up on the heat shield.
Getting warm.
This is such a cool sight to see because you really never really have gotten to see this
Just
live
think of plasma arc cutter, but the flame is, you know, 30 feet wide.
As Kate mentioned, it's getting a little more red, as you can see there on your screen. That means that heat is building up, but that's exactly what these heat shield tiles are there for, is to protect against this plasma and this really, really extreme heat that the vehicle is going to see for about the next 10 more minutes or so.
Get the marshmallows. You see a little marshmallow.
Attempt to
like
light
little hatch
the
open, marshmallow comes out,
engines,
pulls back
and those
in.
are the engines that can gimbal or maneuver or point, and they do that to help flip the ship
there's a hot spot.
until the engines point down so that it can land using the Raptor's thrust in the ocean. So that will happen after we get through this re-entry
If we start seeing sparks coming out of here,
we also might start to see
not great.
the flaps actuate a little bit here as the vehicle controls its roll during re-entry. That was one of the main learning points from Flight 3 was the roll control didn't work quite as well as we wanted it to. We learned that we needed some redundancies, so we added more roll control thrusters, and we'll see those in action as well today, as that was a Flight 3 learning that worked better on Flight 4
just spinning through the
still
atmosphere.
enabling that same design today.
Yeah,
Starship has passed through 85 kilometers altitude. Flaps now have control of the vehicle.
great call out, as Kate mentioned, the flaps are controlling the attitude of the vehicle. And I love these views because it looks so calm. Everything is relative, right? So relative to this camera on the ship, it looks so calm and smooth, but the vehicle is traveling extremely fast. You can see the speed on the bottom right-hand corner of
yeah,
the
these
screen.
are really any flaps I'm
Starship is
interested in
designed to
looking
land
at.
on Mars where there are no runways or other humans to help out. So we also want rapid reusability. So we're doing propulsive landing instead of a more traditional means like parachutes. And so we will use the engines on this vehicle to help slow the vehicle down for a vertical landing.
Yeah. Now, entry is going to basically happen in 5 phases. The first is low drag. That lasts for about 3 minutes. Next is high heating.
It does feel like a sim.
Beginning when heating increases above the heat rate breakup limit. That lasts for about 10 minutes. We then have high dynamic pressure. Starship will continue to slow
keep an eye
down
on the clouds, make sure they're moving in that direction and relevant, because if they start moving the other way, it means it's spinning.
About a minute after.
Starship is approaching the peak heating phase of entry, remains on a nominal trajectory.
Okay, so that was phase 2 that he just called out that I was mentioning. After
Here's
peak
where the
heating is that
thing's going to
dynamic
get
pressure
tested.
around
Oh,
Mach
did we
1,
already? Oh, we already seeing shit
will,
burning off of
last
here.
about a minute after leaving the hypersonic area, and then we go into subsonic,
that's not good.
and then of course landing burn. Wow, what an incredible view!
The colors are so amazing, and the colors actually also tell you a little bit about the temperature that the vehicle is seeing as well. So I think that's pretty cool that we get this amazing live visual.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't even think about that. They want to see this whole motherfucker.
More views, more cameras on board.
Catches on fire,
Starship, as
starts to
Dan
burn
mentioned a
through.
few
They want to
minutes
see
ago.
all of it.
We are
I wouldn't be
hoping
surprised if that little
all
thing there's a
four
camera
flaps
too.
will stay more intact than they did last time. We did make some changes to the design in order to help enable
Starship
this.
is now experiencing peak heating, remains on a nominal entry trajectory.
Looking good. There's still a couple
Great news
things
there
flinging off of
that
there, but that
Starship
may
is
be
continuing
okay.
along the path that we
Like
intended
that
it
is
to
made
fly.
to be
You can
burn
keep
off some
track with how
stuff.
fast it's going and how high it is above Earth using the display that is there on the bottom right-hand side
Yeah,
of
I
your
don't
screen.
know. Has the Millennium Falcon ever had to deal with reentry? I don't watch enough of the movies
This
to
is where
remember
we're
enough to
really
know.
going to see a lot of those improvements from Flight 4 really come into action. As you guys kind of talked about, so it's called the static arrow. Those are kind of the poke out points on the flaps.
If you can't drive this
Those
with the
get
window
exposed
down
to
and
some
you're
pretty extreme heat
elbow out the window,
environments,
yeah,
and so we
probably
added
not a
some
good time to crack the window to get some air.
Basically made it a lot more robust for the thermal protection there. And we learned
Doing
not just
okay.
from visuals and stuff like that. We had those missing tile tests on Flight 4 where we intentionally left some out, kept in some backup layers. They're
Yeah,
called
you can see
ablatives,
missing
which means
tiles.
they
Look,
just
there's tiles missing
gradually
right
melt away
there.
to help
They
dissipate
fell
the
out.
heat.
There's one
And
right
we've got
there.
an
Missing.
entire layer
Probably
of
fell off the
ablative
launch.
underneath the tiles on this Starship
Two
today.
approved.
So even if you get a gap in a tile
It's
or a tile
not
is
looking
broken, anything like
great
that, we've
right
got
there.
essentially backup options. And what we're really trying to do today
That is
is
really fucking hot.
do an on-target landing. As we lost the flaps, you lose a lot of your control, and so we didn't land right on target last flight. This time we're trying to really nail the target within just tens of meters.
You need a couple tiles for your bathroom.
That'll just be
You got
really
some
huge
heating
step on
issues in there.
feeling like we're closer to bringing a ship back. Obviously, there's a lot of work before
Apparently
we get there,
people like
but
randomly get a hold of them
we just
when they
caught a
go down to
booster.
Starbase.
We're going to start looking real soon at when we can catch a ship.
So the view on your left is as a helicopter passes by Dan, bound at Starbase. The view on your
motor.
left is a camera that's
Is it
positioned
changing
near the
colors
nose
now?
of
He's a
the
little
ship,
warm.
looking basically down toward the flap. The view on the right is looking perpendicular to the flap. So we're looking basically bird's eye
that
view
is
onto the
hot
flap
shit.
on the left-hand side, and then a worm's eye view.
I think it was
from the side
already
with that
had
view on the
started
right.
destructing itself by now.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Maverick just buzzed the tower. he might be coming back. So
It's been sitting at 69 kilometers, giggity, for quite
Now,
some
these
time.
views, brought to us by Starlink.
Like
It's
this thing is
incredible that we have
definitely
this
like it is in the
high
thick
definition
spot and it is not
capability. In
dropping
fact, that
altitude
view
and the
on the
speed of
left-
Starship is now halfway through the peak heating phase of entry, remains on a good trajectory.
it's only halfway through. So yeah, 20-minute
so great
landing.
news
Yeah, I guess
there,
so.
hearing
About a
that we're about
20-minute
halfway
landing.
through the
Or
the
re-entry.
peak
Geez,
heating
that's even
phase, like
longer
I
than I
said,
thought.
earlier. This lasts roughly 10-ish minutes. And we did hear earlier that the flaps have control of the vehicle, so also good news there. You know, it is incredible that we've basically had views the entire time.
Right, yeah. Thanks
Although
to Starlink.
my memory did black out a little bit after booster catch, so I think we had views. But, you know, all through the coast phase, we had some beautiful views of planet Earth behind the ship as it was in its orbit.
Yeah, and I also do want to point out on your right-hand
Ooh,
screen,
pretty.
we've got a more encompassed view of the flap. As we watched in Flight 4, the hinge area was the area where we got a little bit of that burn
Looks like
through.
the-
This
one of the
view,
cool
this new
knives you
camera
get at
view
the
on the ship will
fucking gas
help us be
station.
able to visually see more of what's happening in that area. And again, we have improved our heating tiles, and so hopefully we've protected the hinge a lot better this time.
Landing chill has started.
But again, these views are additional
Did you say engine chill
to
has
the
started?
data that we get on these flight
Yeah, I
tests
guess
that
so.
help
They usually
enable
try
us
to do
kind of
about
put the
15
data that we
minutes
get
ahead
in the
of time.
computer
Ain't
to
much
the visuals
locks
that we
left.
see and try and align those and use that for improvements in the future.
Now, we heard a call out there saying that engine chill has begun. This is an indication that we are starting to flow a little bit of the super cold liquid oxygen through the hardware, through the Raptor engine, specifically the turbo
Seems
pumps,
like it's starting to
to
slow
help
down
ensure
faster.
that the hardware is at the right temperature
slowing down
before
faster.
we give a full push, a full flow of propellant at engine startup.
Missing
So
tiles
all of that
courtesy
to
of
say,
Boeing.
we are getting closer to the landing burn.
One of the Boeing
We
ones.
definitely are, and again, if you look at the bottom right-hand
It
of your
is getting
screen, you can see
woofled,
the
says
altitude that the
WebDevy.
ship is,
Yeah, this
and
is
it has been
the
slowly
ultimate. Like there is
making
no
its way
better
closer and closer
woofle
to
than
Earth.
this.
We're currently at
And
about
it's holding up.
63
Looks
kilometers
good.
from
Looks
planet
pretty.
Earth, and you'll see that number trend lower and lower as we get closer
That's a
and
wicked-looking
continue
picture
through this re-entry.
on that right
Yeah,
side.
this is going to go
Well,
on for a little,
left
actually
side too, really.
a while longer. We have about 10 minutes or so, roughly, before we execute the landing, the ignition for the landing burn, starting with the landing flip. So we're making a controlled re-entry. This is one of the primary objectives for Starship today, is to demonstrate another controlled re-entry, even more controlled than what we saw on Flight 4. And so far, that is looking good.
And
Looks
then
like some of
as
those little
we-
pieces probably
As
flicked
we
off.
start to really get lower, we're going to start seeing the atmosphere's effects start to take place, and that's when we'll be dropping our speed down closer to the speed of sound. You'll see the flaps start to maneuver.
It is
We were able to do a landing
so
burn on
warm.
Flight 4, which kind of caught all of us off guard. It was pretty incredible after seeing the flaps survive through. And we're going to try and do another one on this flight today. We tweaked it a little bit, so we're going to try and splash down at a little bit of a gentler angle this time, instead of just kind of hit the water and fall over. And the goal with that is try and keep the ship intact, and then if we're able to then get some additional video of it, again, that's just more data, and everything we can see, everything we can get extra, like a couple extra seconds or minutes of data coming from the ship after
Starship has
splashdown.
passed through the peak heating
get
phase
in.
of flight, approaching maximum entry dynamic pressure.
Okay. So it should
Alright,
start
we're
cooling off. I
through
got
peak
those
heating
those
coming
ablative
up,
tiles
and
are just
basically
burning
max
everything
Q
off, which is what
part
they're
2,
supposed to do.
where
But that looks
we're going to hit kind of that part of the curve where we're still moving really fast and the atmosphere is just dense enough that
mean,
we're
the speed's really
feeling the
flying
most
down.
pressure. But hopefully we're going to start feeling a little bit less heat now.
that's an awesome picture. That's an awesome view. Holy shit. All right, so we got the two bottom flaps and the top, one of the top
on
flaps.
the ship as it's making its way back down to Earth.
Oh, is that one burning right there?
And we did pass through
No, I
peak
don't think
heating and
so.
still got
would be
really
more
good
spectacular.
views
That
throughout
must
that
just be
whole
a
period.
reflection right
Typically,
there.
during the highest heat on the vehicle, we tend to build up a lot of plasma, and that's typically when we would lose, connection or views of the vehicle. But again, with
glowing right
Starlink, we
there.
were able to get some live views throughout that entire process there.
Oh yeah, those corners are glowing. That ablative is wearing out quick.
And we're coming up. We'll start hearing a couple more milestones in about 4 minutes or so when we start getting down to like the transonic, the subsonic, when we're starting to move closer to and
Boiled
beneath the speed of
bagels.
sound.
Boil away, sir.
And I mean, we're getting live views, we're getting live data. We've got a couple additional tests on this one today where we left off some missing
I was there
tiles
alone.
again to test some additional backup layers. We also have, I don't know if we can still quite see them in this view, but you may have noticed we had some kind of silvery looking tiles on Starship as well. And those were pretty much standard tiles, but they were wrapped in aluminum. And it was a pretty simplistic, straightforward one where aluminum starts to melt at roughly the same temperature where steel starts to lose its strength, not necessarily melt. And so if we
Oh, there we go.
see stuff
Damn.
melting, we know
We're losing one. Son of a bitch. And that's right at the fucking motor control point. That's not good.
59 minutes since
the other one
should be
burned
coming
up here. This one's going to burn right through that
transonic,
motor.
everything just about 3
Shit.
minutes.
So a different one.
We have coverage of all 4 flaps. We can see, so for those that perhaps didn't catch
I guess we'll
a
see what
glimpse of the
happens.
vehicle before liftoff, there are 2 flaps at the forward end and 2 flaps at the aft end.
It's gonna be tough. Like, I get it. It's a moving point. There has to be an air gap.
Screen. That is a view of one of the aft end or the bottom end flaps. We can start to see some heat buildup and peeking through on one of the flaps
just
there
as
in
things
the
are
top
starting to cool
left-hand
off.
corner of your screen.
Oh boy.
Once again, Starship now at T+1 hour and 9 seconds into its flight today, re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. Currently about 45 kilometers above the surface of the Earth, now 44. We are targeting a soft splashdown in the Indian
right
Ocean,
where the fucking motor actuator is.
Northwest-ish of Australia. And we are attempting to, as we did on Flight 4, perform a flip maneuver as well as
Starship is at maximum entry dynamic pressure, remains on a good trajectory.
You can tell it's hitting oxygen. It's starting to glow.
That is great news there. Like Dan said earlier, this is basically max Q part 2. So this is the greatest amount of aerodynamic loads that the vehicle will experience during its flight. It's coming back through the Earth's atmosphere.
Shouldn't get any hotter.
It was above the Earth's atmosphere in space where there was no friction. We can obviously see heat as evidence of that friction buildup. The atmosphere is actually helping to slow the vehicle down.
Seems like there's an awful lot of
If you're
sparks
watching
coming
the
from
telemetry
the
in the
back,
bottom right-hand side, right-hand corner of your screen, you can see that speed decelerating rapidly.
Now, like, it's through everything. So as long as that can still move.
And one of the main objectives for the ship today is to demonstrate controlled re-entry.
Oxyacetylene at the scrap.
This re-entry phase.
You see somebody come out with walk up to it with a fire extinguisher. They just walk back off camera.
3 of them, the 3 sea-level engines. We will have that flip maneuver happen very close to touching down for splashdown. We'll do that flip maneuver, ignite those engines, slow the vehicle down immediately, and then hopefully have what we call a soft splashdown in the water. It's probably going to feel a little bit harder on the top of the surface of the water, but
this is one of the buoys that they sent
like we
out
said earlier, we hope to have some more views even of that phase of the flight. So fingers crossed that we can we can bring those to you. We are hoping to splash down softer than we did last time on Flight 4. Right now, Starship continuing to make its descent back to planet Earth.
Starship Mark II remains on a good trajectory.
All right, great news there. That tells us that the vehicle is traveling twice the speed of sound.
I don't know if that's the one that was
then the next call out that we'll
not.
hear is that it is traveling about the speed of sound, and then we will hear a call out that that will be the call out that it is transonic, and then we will hear another call out saying that it is subsonic, meaning going slower than the speed of sound.
Starship is transonic.
There it is. So at this point in time, we say transonic because certain parts of the vehicle, like the flap that you see on your screen, might be experiencing airflow faster than the speed of sound. While other parts of the ship
I'm guessing we still have good control.
Starship is in the subsonic belly flop.
All right, so now the entire vehicle is traveling slower than the speed of sound, so subsonic. The crowd here at Mission Control Hawthorne also getting excited, just like us. We're awaiting a water landing. We are going to reignite the 3 engines to perform that flip maneuver, and we're basically about a minute and a half, wow, away from the landing flip.
Whoa, what's over? Whoa?
Yeah, the crowd's getting excited here as we get closer and closer to splashdown. Again, just about a minute away from the expected splashdown, so we should see a lot happening coming up here shortly. We're currently having a view of one of the flaps. And it is a little bit dark on your screen, but hopefully we'll get some good views of the ship as it makes that flip maneuver and touchdown for splashdown.
Yeah,
yeah, guys, we saw that speed drop like a rock. So we're doing a belly flip right now, or a belly flop right now.
Wow.
That's what's kind of, if you saw the high altitude campaign, that's the unique thing about how Starship comes back. So we've bled off pretty much all of the speed we're going to. We're essentially at terminal velocity.
Starship is at 5 kilometers altitude, remains on target.
Nice.
Five to go, coming up soon, landing burn.
All right.
Kilometers away.
Starship is on target. Approaching landing burn startup.
Here we go.
So keep an eye on the bottom right-hand side of your screen as well. That will be the indicator when the Raptor engines ignite, if we are unable to see that illumination ourselves.
Landing burn startup.
Okay, good. No explosions.
What a cool view of the reflection of that
Good blue
landing
flame. Ooh, we have water.
Just behind the ship.
Bloop.
Starship has landed.
Look at that.
I think it is safe to say we have
And
the
we're
ship
falling.
in the water.
Hey, there's the buoy.
That
Hey! Well, that makes sense. It fell over. I mean, that's gonna happen. That's a shame, but that makes sense. At least we got to watch it blow up, too.
from a buoy that we had out at the
Oh,
landing zone.
shit. All right. Well, goddamn, that was,
Incredible view of the ship landing
fucking amazing.
just about on target as they were calling out.
That was amazing, and
wow.
we were not intending to recover any of the ship's hardware, so that was the best ending that we
Yeah,
could have
really.
hoped for.
That's perfect ending. Now it's just a coral reef. It's a big stainless steel coral reef.
Man,
Nice.
I
Yeah, we got
don't think we're
a
gonna be able to get
big
a ton of
woofle there.
extra
Ooh,
video
wee.
of the heat
There's a
shield,
little
but
more.
We hit the target. We hit the target. Yeah. I mean, you know we hit
One
the target,
target.
because we had
All
these
right.
buoys placed in
Cheers,
pretty
everybody.
specific
Hey,
spots,
puff
so,
to that.
Wow. What a day. I feel like that's what I get to say. What a day. I mean, everything started off today with that launch. We were able to lift off towards the end of our window, 7:25 a.m. Central Time. 33 out of 33 Raptors in the way uphill. Successful hot stage.
I didn't see
Booster
any
came
engine
back.
problems.
We watched it come down.
Maybe
right
one
behind
shut
us,
down on
watched
booster.
it get
Maybe.
caught. And that broke my brain for a while. I'm really happy we had coast for a bit, but that's first ever booster catch, major step on the way to rapid reusability, and ship just gave us one heck of a show, making it through a controlled re-entry this time, flaps intact, made it down to the water. Hey, starships were meant to fly, and it sure as hell flew today, so let's get ready for the next one. Over to you guys.
They were meant to fly, and they were also
As
meant
far
to
as
be
I know,
caught by
that was
Mechazilla.
100%.
It's been such an incredible
At least
day today.
99%, you know what I
Congratulations
mean?
to our teammates and to everyone who
Wow.
supported the Starship program. And thank you to all of our future customers
Cannot
for
fucking
your
believe
support.
that.
And we'll also like to thank the people of Cameron County, Texas, as well as the Coast Guard, the Federal Aviation Administration.
I'm gonna go back
the
on my
government of
stream and
Mexico,
we'll just
and the
replay it
Australian
on my
Space
stream
Agency.
because I definitely
Now
want
be
to see
sure to
that.
follow SpaceX
Definitely
on
want to
X
see
for
that again.
more updates on today's test flight
Let me find it.
and of course for future Starship news. Today was amazing, but the SpaceX action isn't over yet. Soon Falcon Heavy will launch NASA's Europa Clipper, and we're also going to be returning Dragon back to Earth with
Heavy launch
NASA's
coming
Crew
in.
8 astronauts. So congratulations again to the SpaceX team. What an amazing launch and an even cooler catch. Thank you for watching, but we're going to leave you with an awesome recap of what has been the most epic day.
Look at that shit. Look at that view. Look at that fucking view. Look at it. Just hugging it. Just hugging it. Boop. Oh my god. Okay, we don't have to watch a replay. They're doing it for us. Perfect. Even better than what the fuck I was gonna replay. Look at that. Dude, it just caught the shit out of that. God damn. It's a shame the purge caught on fire, but that's not unusual. I wonder if the tower is okay. Mechazilla. God, look at that. That is just... yeah, I don't even care about the music. Whatever. That just works with the, with that replay. Wow. Well, folks, we got to watch that shit happen together. I'll tell you what, great bunch of people to hang out watching some fucking absolute humankind history, like humankind level of history happen. Like I said, Elon's personal shit is fucked up, but he can get some shit done when he needs to get it done. That is exemplary work. Oh my god. Of his team, not necessarily him, but you know what I mean. That's proper showing off. Yeah, it's like, now you're just showing off. I can tell you what, everyone at Boeing is fucking just looking at the ground. Like, they ain't looking at nothing. They're just gonna stare at their feet for the next fucking week like, God, we fucking suck. And you know, all the Boeing brass was just hoping for it to be an epic failure, and they're just fucking embarrassed right now. God damn. Sorry about the rough start and all that, and talking about all that, but I'm glad I didn't have to cancel, and I'm glad I got to watch that with you guys. That was awesome. Whew. Just... wow. I cannot wait to watch the high-def replays on the big TV in the living room once everybody puts that shit out. Like, and then you think about it, like, let's do an analysis. Like, what do you analyze? It was just fucking great. Christ, the views we just saw that SpaceX just dropped really quick. The unpolished landing ones, like, it just fucking just reached out and was like, I got you, baby. Like, you'd think they'd done that 100 times before. I guess we ain't gonna see much more from them. I'll leave it pulled up just in case something interesting happens. Whew. That's goddamn, like, boop, gotcha. Yeah, do your thing, yeah. Didn't even hit the fins. And that was the biggest thing most people said was that it would probably make it, but it would land on the fins. And then there might be a problem with that, but nah, it just, wow. We just watched sci-fi in real life. Absolutely, Delta Mike. Absolutely. Alright, the X stream actually just ended. Okay. Close that. All right. Wow. Glad we all got to watch that together, man. It's a great bunch of people we got here. Lock Watcher has bagels in the oven. All right. Let's see what we got on Bagel X here. Oh, here's the next bagel picture. Oh, those that is how those were placed in the oven. Actually, no, let's just go right back to here. That makes that so much easier. There's Lock Watcher's bagels rocking into the oven. Young, let's go get something to eat here. Once we're all finished up. Yeah, glad that all worked out. I'm glad we got to see it launch like fully licensed, because we know Elon may have hit that fucking button anyway, because that's just how he works. But his pressuring the FAA, as he's been doing lately, seems to be working. And one thing I didn't know, which makes perfect sense, was it was also mentioned Elon doesn't need a license from the FAA. If the Department of Defense and NASA step in, they can issue a launch license, because the Department of Defense and the Space Force are looking for development to use that for mission critical shit for satellite launches and missions. So I didn't even know about that, but the DoD could step in and go, fuck you, FAA, they're launching, we need this shit to carry on. And I think the FAA knows that, and they don't want to be embarrassed. So they're like, all right, let's just do it. Because once that started to get mentioned, and like apparently some chatter started to happen, the FAA went, all right, just fucking go. And like, look, I understand there's environmental issues. Absolutely. Well, one, I don't understand why they always build spaceports in fucking wildlife like conservation areas, and then environmentalist bitch that there's launches there. Well, I don't understand that. But anyway, why you need an environmental assessment every launch when the same exact thing happens every time on every launch? And then you're trying to tell me that pumping like fresh water into like the ocean, you know, I mean, yeah, okay, it's a couple 100,000 gallons, maybe something like that, but like it's the same as it fucking raining. Like, everything's fine. Like, why do you need to do that every goddamn time? It's ridiculous, but it seems like things are getting out of the way so that shit can happen. Boob holes? No, I don't think we have a boob holes one yet. Anyway, I guess we'll shut this down here in a couple minutes. Cheers, everybody that's still here, everybody that was here, and everybody that's watching later on, if you're still watching. I don't know. Appreciate the company today, man. Like, that's some fucking goddamn. It's just like a prison. NIMBY. Not in my backyard. Oh, man. Then I'm gonna take a nap after this. Short nap. And hopefully this is done. And then do the scum stream in it's almost 10, about 4.5 hours. Be rocking some scum. Did Helene and Milton apply for environmental permits? Yeah, I don't know that they did, Red Dwarfer. That's a good question. But apparently the Biden administration creates hurricanes. So, I mean, I guess they got their regulatory approval that way. Yeah, everyone's, yeah, I imagine most of us here are just like, what the fuck did we just see? Like, and the thing is, like, when you see that, like, hold on. I know I said I was going to get out of here, but hold on. hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Hold on. 1 second. Alright, let me just drag this down here. No. In Windows, doing dumb shit. Alright. Let me flip this This is gonna look really weird, but just go with it. All right.
For the booster to return to the launch pad for that catch, and once those are
So it's
complete,
getting ready
the
to
flight
go
director.
Okay.
Guys, I can confirm.
Rain.
Now down to three
No,
Raptor
actually,
engines.
that's good. That's good. Oh my
see
God!
those
Look at this
trucks.
fucking thing. Now the thing to remember here, folks. This thing, like, you don't, like, sometimes you just don't see it. Like, this thing is like 30 feet wide, like 200 feet tall. Like, this is a fucking skyscraper. Like, your brain doesn't, like, like, sometimes when my brain looks at this, it thinks it's like a missile, you know, like a airplane missile, jet missile. But no, this is a fucking building. That's just like butter.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Like, that's 30 feet in diameter, and it apparently landed within a centimeter of accuracy, like it needed to. It's fucking mind-boggling. Like, if we were standing there, like, you could walk underneath this grid fin. Between that track and that grid fin, you could walk underneath that. Like, you wouldn't really have to duck. You would just walk. Like, that's how big this fucking thing is. Like, these grid fins are the size of trucks. Like, big fucking trucks. Like, and that thing just went zoop. Just buttered right in. You know, like, it fucking done it 100 times before. We'll watch it one more time. We got some issues. It's okay. No, actually, I don't think there was an engine failure.
Oh my God, look at this fucking thing.
I think that was just ice. God, I can't wait to see all the different
Are you
views.
fucking kidding me? First try, perfect. Oh my God.
It sounds like I'm watching a fucking Super Bowl or some shit. Alright. Yeah. Nah, that's the scale and the size of this stuff is just holy fuck. Like, I can't even fly my drone this accurate as these guys, and they're just like, yeah, we got it. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, you're good. Thanks. See you in a minute. Like, what the fuck? Oh my God. Yeah. Beep, 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 beep. Just backing that ass up, parking it. It uses the Tesla auto park system. It's beep, beep, beep. Now parking. Man, that is. Alright. All of Bezos' astronauts. Bezos is like, Bezos, we gotta launch today too, guys. Okay, never mind. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about my flying dildo. I mean, like, when you got the control fins on there, it kind of looks like a dildo, but then at least you got the bottom fins to just make it look like a dart, not so much as a dick. Whereas Bezos, like, he clearly modeled it after someone's fucking ding-dong and went, I want that to fly. Yeah, I don't know. Cheers, everybody, again, for seeing some amazing shit. And then I'm going to get ready to roll here. That is mind-boggling. And that shit basically started as a meme. And Elon said, hold my beer. And like, I know he didn't do it. But he got the people together that could. So you got to give him at least that much. It was the people that did it, but he knew who to do it. Like, I got to give him at least that much credit, even though he's fucking... Anyway. Is that everything there? That's about everything there. Alright. See you later, Queen Liz. And yeah, I think I'm, Banana is not a true standard as they come in many sizes. Pop-Tarts are a true standard. I heard Pop-Tarts in different countries are different sizes, though. But I'm going to go make a quick bagel, or a quick bagel. Now I got bagels on my brain. I'm going to go make a quick breakfast snack thing. Go take a nap, and then I'll be doing the scum thing later on today in about 4 hours. So, again, thank you everyone for hanging out and sharing in an absolutely historic moment in fucking human history. Like, wow. So, I'm going to get out here, try to take a nap if I can fucking calm down a little bit, and then I'll see some of you later on this afternoon. Again, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Be groovy to each other, and I'll see everybody in a little while. So I am out of here in 5, 4,